Market update here on the 22nd. So if you're going long here and trying to buy the dip, that was kind of an annoying day. I was doing a little bit of that today because this hit the low with about 1 minute to go in the market. Or I guess, yeah, 2 minutes to go in the market. It hit the very low of the day. And I think it was supposed to be like that anyway, because if we look at the timing of this whole thing, it took the 20th to the 21st. I'm sorry, the 22nd. So it took 2 days to finish AB. So it should take about 1 day to finish this. And that's exactly what happened. The whole day. And it hit the target that I laid out in the last video. I said 474.30. Went a little bit past there. But overall, it's still a very valid fourth wave. Let's zoom out here. So you can also see across the parallel line here, there is no demand zone that I can see of, so I can't show you that, but this is still a very valid fourth wave. One other thing that's notable is at the very last minute of the day, they brought this up to 474.85, finished it above the 50 DMA. So that is bullish. So overall, I am still thinking the most likely possibility is this. And it could be quick too. Powell could say something and we could run all the way into NVIDIA earnings. I think that the move higher has to happen tomorrow though. Has to. I'll be watching that 50 DMA. If there's any sort of downward movement tomorrow, then this is probably going to turn into a move down here to 463 to fill this gap and hit the 20 DMA. So it really needs to go higher pretty much immediately. Actually, immediately tomorrow morning. So a bounce would be nice. After hours, it was up. And that's pretty much all there is to say on QQQ. If you bought the dip, you're probably going to do well. But yeah, that's pretty much it on QQQ. SPY is a little bit more bullish. And it didn't even come close to the 1.61 fib. Same structure. I'm saying the exact same thing on SPY. I'm looking for this. So we'll see how high SPY can go. I would say it can probably break all-time highs before a pullback. Let's go over Tesla now. And Tesla is a little bit different situation. So here's my count on Tesla. Again, it's either WXY, which would have been, I think the W is right here. Took it off. So this hits about the 1.61 fib, I think. And then the other possibility was this is a fourth wave. And it looked great. Looked absolutely great. I had the third wave ending right here. It was an expanded flat, a bigger expanded flat. Zoom in here. And it looked great going into the close. We were at 213, 212, around that area. Everything looked great. And then at the end, they decided to take it lower. They finished it at 210.66. Well, you have a gap down here at 203 now. This was probably the most annoying stock of the day right here because it looked great. I had my demand zone. So I had 6-hour demand right here. And this just shows you that this doesn't always work. But this looked, on paper, it looked great. So you have 6-hour demand, and then I had the 1.61 fib right here. But I was thinking that this was the end of the third wave. I think the end of the third wave was actually here. And so that made a big difference because this is a 5-wave move. So it would have worked out perfectly either way, because we hit third wave here, bounce, fourth wave, fifth wave came down, but then they kept it going down, broke this demand zone, and what else did they break? They broke the 20 DMA, and that's just not good at all. I actually bought the dip right in here, expecting a fifth wave, and I had to cut some of my stuff because they finished this below the 20 DMA, and basically this is on its way. It's very close to coming down here to 203 at this point. Breaks the 20 DMA. The next support is down here at 203, and then you have the 100 down here at 194. The 200 is the 200's here at 203. So we're below the 50, we're below the 20. We have the 200 down here. Very bearish close. It is up after hours, so maybe Tesla will get saved by the overall market for the next like 5 days. But at this point, you got to wonder, is this WXY and this a first wave down? So I'm still saying there's a there's a slight chance it could be a fourth wave, but at this point I'm leaning, you got to lean bearish. Finished below the 20 DMA, made 5 waves down, and that puts us in a potential spot of being what I've talked about in previous videos, the start of this move down. Very not good. Not good at all. So we'll see how it goes. Still a slight chance it's a fourth wave. If it is a ABC move down, then what we might see when the market bounces is a retrace. So despite finishing below the 20 DMA, this might retrace, but because it closed below the 20 DMA, this might just come down here to 203 and hit the 200 DMA right away. Let's just do some projections here. Let's say this comes all the way down here to fill the gap at 203, retrace, and let's just see where this would go. So if we hit 203, based on it being bearish, .61 fib would be down here at 190. And who knows, maybe it goes down to 200. The actual gap is down here at 201.73. Let's actually take it from there. This is a big deal for Tesla, because this kind of gives an idea that this could go all the way down to that 155 target for that bearish count that I've been talking about. So 186, and let's say it retraced all the way to the 0.61 fib, or maybe only the 0.5, so 215, which actually is, no, that's the old demand zone. So there is a supply zone up here at 221. It could go all the way up there too. Let's just say 215. You would get a bounce to 193, and then you would get a move down from 193 down to 171. But again, the long-term trend line is down here at 151. So I'm assuming that the third wave might be a extension or something like that. The market would be really bearish. So, a few different possibilities. This is either the first wave down, start the big move down, or it's a very extended fourth wave, and we're still going to do this. Another thing to point out too, this probably wouldn't go all the way to 245. It'd probably just go up here to like 230 to 234 at this point. But another thing to point out is the fact that in the previous videos, I said this is a very sideways move. And so really, I should have been expecting this. This comes nowhere near to being a third wave. So, yeah, I would actually lean down now, unfortunately, just from that finish. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. If it does continue down here to 201, you're going to get a bounce back to at least 215. So it's not the end of the world yet. It's just a matter of the next move after that, which would be brutal because it would probably go down to the 2.61 fib, and the market would probably be correcting at that point. So I'm really on top of Tesla, but that was a brutal day, and that could have just changed the whole trend. So let's go over AMD. AMD actually looks a lot like Tesla. Let's see where it finished. I'm not going to go over the whole move on this one, but this finished below the 50 and the 20, or 50 and the 100, and you have the 20 down here. This is bearish in my opinion. Could also potentially be moving down here to 141. Nvidia. Nvidia is bullish still. Of course, they have earnings next week. I actually bought some today. It's above the 50. It's above the 20. It's above the 200. I need to change that. I don't like the 100. 200. So this is still bullish. It actually hit the zone I talked about in the last video pretty much exactly. This was 6-hour demand. And pretty much finished a fourth wave. So my target was, it basically hit my target of the max for this. So, fourth wave, I want to see right away on Nvidia tomorrow. I want to see, this is what I want to see over the next probably 5-6 days. The one thing that's not good about this, if you are long Nvidia, is this move might be finished by the time earnings hits. It doesn't have time to chop around now. It should be going from here. Same with QQQ, same with SPY, and then Tesla obviously is kind of bearish. So AMD and Tesla are more bearish than NVIDIA. Let's go over Meta. So I drew this out last time, ABC move. This didn't quite get all the way down there, but it got down to 531. It hit 544. Based on the market being bullish, this could still be in a B wave then, I guess. This could be a lot of different things, but it could be A, B, C like that. And still go up here to that 550 target, which was the 1.61 fib of the A wave. So on this one, probably looking at it like this, but you can kind of ignore the parallel line. Maybe, yeah, so August 27th is kind of the target for a lot of the stocks to hit their highs. So that's next Tuesday. that's potentially, maybe the A wave ended here. A, B, C like this. And then I'm expecting a drop. So the B wave might not have ended yet based on the overall market. We'll see on Meta. As far as moving averages go, Meta is very, very bullish. Above every moving average, super bullish. So Meta is in the same area as NVIDIA. Let's go over Microsoft and let's go over. So Microsoft, not the best move, down, but it held the 20. So that's completely fine. Where is the 200 at? It's not as bullish as the other ones. It's below the 50, but it bounced off the 20. So I would say Microsoft can go up with the overall market as well. Maybe it only makes it up here to the 50. And then we have Apple. Just go over real quick. Apple, super bullish. It's probably going up here to 232. The dollar. And the dollar pretty flat. Again, I think the dollar can make it all the way down here to this parallel line, so maybe 99 to 100. But this is also signaling a bearish move coming because the overall market, because the dollar needs to come back up here. It's overextended to the downside, standard deviation wise, and RSI. We should be seeing a retrace here soon, back up here to at least 104, all the way up here to 112. So Tesla, very, very bearish close. I'll show it to you one more time, and has the potential of coming all the way down here to the 200 DMA. One other thing I thought about though too, which is interesting, is this could potentially have been a fifth wave right here, a very short fifth wave, and we're currently making an A wave down. So it does bounce with the overall market. This is actually pretty probable, I would say. Bounce with the overall market, and then down here to 203 when the market goes down. Excuse me. But that's one possibility. I would say it's more likely though that we started the move down, because if the market only has like 5-6 days going back up, it's not going to make sense for Tesla to be wave 1, wave 2, and then go up like that. So based on that, I would say this is slim chance. I would say this is more likely either wave 4. So again, wave 4, that, or this is wave 1 down. We see a retrace of the market, and then we see this. So it's going to be very important to see what kind of move we get off the lows. Are we going to get an impulse move? And a lot of times it takes a while to figure out if this is going to be an impulse move or not. Are we going to get that, or are we going to get an ABC off the lows? Like that. That is going to tell me what's coming next. I want to see the impulse. But either way, it's going to correct after that. So Tesla, most bearish one I looked at besides maybe AMD. But I would say this gap fill is probably coming now at this point. So that's pretty much it for this video. We're kind of a mixed bag at this point. You got NVIDIA bullish. You have most tech stocks are still very bullish. QQQ and SPY are both bullish, but then Tesla had a very bearish close. So that's pretty much it for this video. I guess one more thing to look at is the VIX. The VIX still never hit the weekly demand down here at 1332. That is a possibility over the next week or so if it comes down. Besides that, nice bounce in the VIX. And finally a bounce in the VIX. We'll see if we get continuation tomorrow with Jackson Hole We also have Bank of Japan rate cut policy decisions. So let's look at investing.com and look at the futures. Okay, futures are up. Okay, and you got hawkish comments from Bank of Japan. But it doesn't seem to be affecting the market. So it's going to come down to Powell, and it's going to come down to NVIDIA earnings, which are on the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty much it. I'm still bullish overall, but Tesla's kind of 50-50 at this point. That's it. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.